Now, what happens if the builders become insolvent and or cannot finish the contract or the job what they are assigned to? I mean, that's an
So,
interesting positioning, isn't it?
yeah, look, I mean, and something like that happens. It's a very stressful time for particularly a family if it's a residential construction contract.
Yes.
Like the economic stress, obligations to the bank to pay the mortgage on the parts of the housing loan already drawn, paying
Yes.
rent. It's a very emotional, very stressful time. So normally it needs to be considered in two different sections. One with the consumer and the other within the commercial sort of area. So with the consumer, each of the state governments has in place particular legislation that provides what's generally called a homeowner's warranty insurance.
Right.
Now, what that insurance does is it protects the homeowner to a certain degree against the builder either going or becoming insolvent or not completing the work. So what I'm saying is that you would, if your builder fails to complete the work, or he becomes bankrupt or insolvent, you would then approach the regulator and then move through to an insurance sort of a phase, and they would then arrange for there to be an insurance payout, or they would arrange for a builder to come and take the place, complete the construction. There's still a myriad of minefields that goes through that you have to go through to get to that, but overall that's how it works. There's an insurance policy in place that allows for the completion of the home normally to a predetermined value. In Queensland, that value was $200,000, which most construction or so it's so determined. In the commercial world, it normally sort of starts to become a matter for the courts. So and quite often it's a rush to get into court and try and get some form of judgment, debt, or whatever against the builder, so that you can then seek to recover if they are becoming insolvent. So it's a challenging time, there's no doubt, and it's always difficult, and it's always important to just look for those telltale signs. Asking for money early, being contacted by subcontractors complaining about not being paid, little bits and long periods of time without work being done. These are sort of little telltale signs that certainly do point towards an issue.
And I can thank you, Len. That gives a bit of clarity. But I can also imagine. I mean, different states have a different regulations, isn't it? I mean, the bodies would be pretty different.
Well, look, I mean, for example, the easiest two to compare in some respects are Queensland and New South Wales. So Queensland has a government department, the Queensland Building and Construction Commission, that has that then has the scheme, the homeowners warranty scheme that it polices. And that's underwritten by the Queensland government. In New South Wales, it's underwritten by private insurers, and they're limited in scope. So it's just the different states operate slightly differently, but I think that the underlying intent is pretty much the same, and that is to get money to the people that need it.
Great. So some of the viewers, if they are watching this, then obviously as a principal lawyer from Baker Watt lawyer, and obviously Baker Watt is in Brisbane, Melbourne, Eastern States, Sydney, and do you facilitate that to get helping your clients?
Yes, we do. And depending on the scenario that the person finds them in, and the level of difficulty that they may be experiencing, because sometimes these are not straightforward things that happen, then we certainly do get involved. We are currently involved, I know, in helping one particular client who has had problems with a builder. And in order to progress his matter, we've had to enter into a formal contract termination process. So we've had to provide him with a notice, the builder that is, a notice to complete or to remedy the defect, and that is not progressing the works.
Yes.
He failed to do that, so then we've terminated the contract. And with that paperwork, the homeowner is now seeking the assistance of the insurance companies to take over the construction.